So as markets continue to drop, everyone is asking the same question. Is now a good time to be invested or should we wait? What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with TechBit Solutions, and let's go ahead and jump right into it. So one of the things that I quickly want to break down is where overall markets are currently at. So as many of you guys have seen over the past few weeks, there's been an ongoing trade war, and this has really sparked the beginning of this bear market. So a bear market is technically when we see a 20% retracement from previous all-time highs. And we are definitely there, not just for the overall markets as an S&P 500 and Dow Jones and NASDAQ, but we are also seeing a very large retracement on crypto. Now, a lot of you guys, if you're familiar with my content, you know I would always advocate when markets were at all-time highs at nearly $110,000 per coin. I hated how every crypto bro was promoting that you should be buying now. It just simply didn't make sense to me because we all knew that markets were overextended and it was simply not a good deal. With that being said, now because of the ongoing trade war, overall markets have retraced a decent amount and so has crypto. So now we have to answer the elephant in the room, and that is, well, is now a good time to buy crypto? Let me make something very clear. As long as the trade war is still present and as long as overall markets are still dropping, it is not going to be a good time to buy crypto. Crypto thrives during low interest rates and when markets and economies are thriving. That is a fact, not an opinion. Look back to every moment that crypto has either seen a positive catalyst or has come crashing down. Crypto can rally with the rest of the market, but everything else has to be covered. And if there is fear of a potential recession, then the idea or the luxury is what I like to call it of investing in crypto is not really entertained by the average American. But again, you guys know that if the numbers make sense, I'm always there to buy it. And one thing that we have to entertain is, again, the big concern right now is what's going on with China. If the US can figure out and negotiate a deal with China, this can act as a positive catalyst and maybe the beginning to the end of this trade war. We already know that Trump has paused tariffs for the next 90 days, and taking that into consideration, this is the last big domino, but it's a pretty big one and it doesn't seem like China wants to budge. But I wanted to make sure that I made this very clear. Again, if overall markets are not thriving, neither will crypto. But if crypto and overall markets do begin to find a support and we do begin to see signs of progress of an agreement between China and the US, then yes, conditions and environments should be more favorable for overall markets and yes, for crypto. So if I were to be investing in crypto, now that markets have retraced at least 20%, now there's a little bit more money to be made, right? So let's say that the US does figure out a deal with China. As of right now, using this little measuring tool, from the all-time highs that we had at 109,000 to the current retracement that we are at 82,000, markets have dropped about 24%, entering bear market territory. And this is just in my opinion. I hope markets drop a little bit further. I really do, right? Because I'm all about buying something at a good deal, not just for the stock market, but even with crypto. I would love to see markets a little bit closer to the $60,000 to $70,000 range. I do not know if we're going to see crypto there, but that would be closer to a 40% retracement. You might be like, well, Ricky, why would you ever want that? I like making money long term. I have no intention if I buy crypto to try to sell it anytime soon. I have no intention that if I invest in Nvidia or Tesla of selling it anytime soon. I want markets to feel the pressure a little bit longer so I can get better deals. But again, this is very challenging to do because you can never time the market. So this is why I want to make this video in advance, even before markets do begin to recover, so we create a plan of action. So if I were to invest in crypto, as I have in the past before, and that's something that I've shared with my LPP team, but a lot of people on YouTube probably don't know that because they think that I always bash crypto. And it's because I have such a negative connotation towards crypto bros that always encourage beginners to buy at all-time highs. Again, I don't think it makes any sense to be buying anything at all-time highs. But now with the idea of a possible retracement, now I could entertain that even at current levels. If markets do begin to recover, and remember, if overall markets begin to recover, our trade war is solved, and then again, economies begin to thrive again, then there is some upside potential. And it's hard to ignore, 31%. What platform, what crypto would I buy? I am as textbook as it gets with this, right? So if you are looking to invest in altcoins and these crypto coins that no one's ever heard of, I'm not going to be your guy. I am not that kind of person, but I am someone that knows that you can make money in Bitcoin or trading crypto, but I like to keep it as simple as possible. I'm not going to throw every penny of my account or every penny that I have to my name into these accounts, but I definitely do want some skin in the game. And if you're anything like me, I just want to make sure that I'm on the safest platform and that I'm doing it with one of the safest plays. Again, I know it sounds boring, but think about it. Boring can still get you about a 31% return if we see a return or recovery to previous all-time highs from current levels at 82,000. So 31% isn't even so conservative within itself. In my opinion, I believe Coinbase, and again, it's a publicly traded company. You guys can feel free to look it up yourself. It's a little bit north of a $40 billion market cap, and that's after a retracement. Coinbase has been in this space for a really long time and continues to show that it is here to stay. The biggest issue that I've seen with other platforms in the past is that they are over leveraged, and of course, they are mismanaging other people's funds. In my opinion, because Coinbase is a publicly traded company, it has to show its numbers. So it's not going to be like the whole FTX scandal all over again. That being said, in my opinion, I believe that Coinbase is the safest platform. Yes, maybe not the cheapest, but the safest platform that if I want to invest $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 into crypto and I don't want to overcomplicate it, they're going to make it the easiest for me as someone that is a beginner just getting started and just simply wants to invest in crypto in a very passive way. I'm not looking to trade crypto. I'm not looking to get super involved, but I do want to learn more. And this is the second thing that I want to share with you. They also have a learn section. And this is pretty much almost like a mini course that they provide for you for free, where you can take time to learn more about different cryptos and also the platform itself and how you can actually benefit from it. If you look at the actual platform that I pulled up for you, this is the desktop. They also offer the mobile application, which is the one that I personally use myself and that I'm getting ready to fund right now. Anytime crypto pulls on back, I have one simple goal in mind, and that's normally to buy one Bitcoin. I did it last time. I don't know about this time just because I would like to see it come a little bit closer to $50,000 to $60,000 per coin. And I don't know if the retracement's going to be that big. I would love to see it if it does. But in reality, it's showing a lot of signs of a support here. And if the US does sign a deal with China, that could be the last nail in the coffin that the market might need for it to begin to recover. So again, I just wanted to make this video in advance so you guys understood what I would do to have some skin in the game, not to be super invested, but at least to have some skin in the game in a much safer manner. Crypto, again, is a very complicated, in my opinion, market. There's always a ton of noise, and that noise irritates me, especially when it comes down to these crypto bros. I would encourage you to take time, learn more about different platforms out there, and to see which one is best or most suitable for you. In my opinion, Coinbase is safe. It's a publicly traded company. And again, they have it both available on desktop and on mobile. I like to keep it super simple, and I only intend to buy Bitcoin. You, of course, can choose to invest in whatever crypto you see to be fit. That being said, again, like we've said so many times before, and like Warren Buffett loves to share, is you want to be greedy when others are fearful, and you want to be fearful when others are greedy. I do not regret what I said back when crypto was trading at 109, and I'm so glad that we stayed the course and that we encourage beginners to never be afraid to lock in profits. Now that markets have retraced over 20%, Now, again, it's a good enough deal that if markets do begin to recover and conditions become more favorable, that everything begins to thrive. And if the Federal Reserve begins to cut interest rates, then yes, those conditions can become more favorable, not just for overall markets to thrive, but definitely for crypto. And again, we can't ignore the elephant in the room. Obviously, Trump is a crypto-friendly president. So with that being said, as long as market conditions are favorable, crypto is likely to do well, but we just need to make sure that we figure out this whole trade war and recession issue that we have going on right now. Let's keep it simple. Let's create a plan of action before markets begin to recover. So that would be open your account and make sure that you fund it and figure out what crypto you intend to invest in when you see it to be the right time to buy. And once that opportunity presents itself, then we can choose to take action instead of rushing into a third-party overseas crypto platform that a few months later ends up filing for bankruptcy and takes all your money. And that's the last thing any of us wants. Coinbase, it's safe, it's reliable, it's simple to use, and in my opinion, it's great for beginners. So again, down in the description, you do not have to, but there is going to be a free referral sign-up link. This will allow you to earn up to $200 if you have an initial deposit of, I believe, of at least $100 when you sign up using Coinbase. So again, if you want to check it out, it's going to be the first link in the description down below. You can learn more about Coinbase and to see if it's a good fit for you. And again, if you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. I hope that earns a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing. And like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.